Hey guys, Matt here with another mic shootout. This time around, I've got the Shure KSM44. It's up against the Aston Origin, and that's up against the MXL 990. And what I'm trying to do here is basically show you three levels of sound in terms of price point, in terms of quality, what you should expect to be able to get for a certain amount of money. And so that's essentially my goal here. I've just come into possession of this Shure microphone. I was looking for something to take my audio quality up to that next level. I really wanted something with that real sort of pro sound. And after a lot of research, came across this one. Didn't know much about it. I heard the KSM42 rated really well. And so when I started to look around for a KSM32, I found one of these for sale and decided to snap it up. And I was kind of understanding that there was this next level of quality. You know, people were buying all these really expensive microphones. It seemed to be this thing that existed above like $1,000, you know. And so I started to look around at all these mics that were really priced right up there, hoping to be able to find something secondhand, which is where I basically found this on the secondhand market. Essentially, I was just looking for that next level of sound. I knew that it existed because there's so many microphones in this sort of level, and there's a lot of people using them, and they're using them well. But for me, because most of my income is from voice work, I do a lot of ads, I do e-learning and corporate stuff, I do online promotional videos and all sorts of things. So really for me, I mean, these guys have all liked the sound that I've been presenting, but what I really wanted to do was pick it up to that next level, mainly for myself, and even to give me the confidence to know that I had the right tool for the job. And honestly, after using this just for a few days, it's definitely the right tool for the job. I'm so happy with this microphone. It's not to say that I was never, really unhappy with these two, but for me, I kind of knew what I wanted this time. I've used enough microphones in my career in other people's studios and even my own experimenting as well at home. I knew what I was after. I didn't really know what microphone it was, but I knew the kind of sound that I wanted. Did some research, and this one seemed to fit the bill. And after testing it, 100%, it's perfect for me. I love it. But in terms of these two, yeah, I mean, this one, I've read plenty of things on this one. This one's actually been on my desk. I use this thing every day, actually, for production work. I do a lot of radio production, imaging, that sort of thing. So I sing into, I talk into every day. It sits on my desk, and it's a fantastic mic for that. Honestly, I have this one with the shock mount and the pops. Oh, put my hand in front of my face so you can't even hear me. I've got this one with the pop screen and the whole setup. It's about 500 Australian dollars, and I got it for, I think it was about $350 on the second-hand market. Never been touched. It was all in the original packets. And set that up on the desk, and it's just fantastic. I've got it on a little stand. I grab it and just talk into it straight away. Can just hit record really quickly without having to dive into the booth all the time. For imaging, it's great. It's just such a clear mic. Heaps of gain. Really, really like it. The MXL, I mean, that was a good kind of starter mic. It's a pretty basic offering. The main reason I really want to compare these three is because, these things can be had for about 150 Australian. I think it's about 100 US. The Aston Origin, you're looking at, I think in Australia, I mean, as I said, 500 for the full pack. I think the microphone itself is maybe 350, 400. Obviously a little bit cheaper in the States. And the Shure, $1,000 US. I think over here it's more like $1,800, and our dollar's pretty bad at the moment compared to the US dollar. So that would also explain that price difference. But essentially, 150, 400, and 1,800. And really just wanted to show you the differences. For me, it's pretty obvious. It's more obvious the difference with that and that than it is with that and that. And that's pretty standard. Like, you get that a lot. Say, I'm a drummer, and, a cheap drum kit to a middle-of-the-road drum kit, it's a big jump. Going from a middle-of-the-road drum kit to a high-end drum kit, It's not that big a difference, but the more you play, the more you know what you're looking for, the sound you're looking for. It's more obvious once you've figured that out, and then you get the high-end drum kit and you go, oh, that's what I was missing. I did that just a few years ago, actually. I had two middle-of-the-road kits, and I'm like, no, I need a high-end kit. And when I stepped it up and I skinned it all with really, the best quality skins, set it all up properly, and it was like, yes, this is what I've been missing. And it was the same for these. I probably could have been happy with the Aston Origin. I've been using my CAD E100 a lot, the original one, the 90s one. And I love the sound. It was always pretty neutral. It gave me a good sound, but I needed that clarity. It was lacking this certain clarity that I just can't really even explain. It had a good bottom end in it. The top end is quite a flattened, almost dropped if you look at the frequency diagram for it. It's a little bit dropped. And I got that because I was scared, I'm such a sibilant voice that, my S's are so pronounced that I was scared of, getting these real bright mics that you see all the time. There's so many bright mics around, especially these Chinese ones, that the top is just so untamed. And even, in my looking around in my research, I was looking at a TLM 102 and 103 from Neumann. And these mics, even the Lewitt, the 540, so many of these mics, they're just, that top end is really brittle in my ears. And the more I listen to it, the more I'm like, no, I need something smoother than that in the top end. And that's why I stepped up to this. But yeah, really knowing the difference between these three, as you step up, it's a real jump in quality between these two. And I believe, like, at the moment, there are so many good microphones in that sort of $300, $400, $500 range. There's so much good stuff out there. And a lot of it, you can't go too wrong with a lot of it if you're just starting out, if you're, trying to get into the thing. These things are great as a basic offering. If you're really unsure, you just grab the MXL and you go for it and see how it works. I was using it for a while, as I said, and it did the job. But back then, I didn't really know kind of what I was after. The more mics I tried, the more studios I set foot in and tried different microphones, the more I realized the kind of sound that I wanted. And, even stepping into the Aston, everybody talked about how great it was. It's a fantastic mic. It really is a nice mic. But I also knew it was just that little bit hyped, and it was a middle-of-the-road mic. Then stepping into the Shure, yeah, it was just that extra little bit of something. It was like, opened my eyes even more and my ears. Really impressed with the sound. Not too much audio online. Looking around on YouTube and a lot of forums, there's not a heck of a lot of audio of this mic, but I know a lot of people are using them and loving them. But, that's why I've done this shootout now, just so you can have a listen to these three, and you can also have a listen to this one and see if it really is a good step up from these two, because it's a chunk more money. I paid $750 Australian, which is a really good price. You'd be looking at more like $900 to $1,000 Australian secondhand generally for these. And then, as I said, about $1,800 new. But, in terms of the step up, yeah, absolutely was worth it. So, if you're looking for that next level of quality, oh, man, I can't even talk properly anymore. I shouldn't be doing this at 9:30 at night. If you're looking for that extra level of quality, definitely have a look at this microphone. It's a bit of an unknown beast, They don't sort of promote it so heavily as some of the other guys. Everybody knows about all the Neumanns and the Lewitts and all these sorts of things. But, go check this thing out. If you can get hold of one, have a play. Check it out in a shop. Have a look around, see if you can get one secondhand even. But it's definitely worth it, and it really has lifted my sound dramatically, which is really impressive for me. Anyway, I've done enough rambling. I've been switching between these three the whole time, so make up your mind. What do you like? These are all running through a Behringer ADA 8200 preamp, just a nice neutral kind of sound, boring, whatever, so you can really hear the differences. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you like this one for my voice. I think it sounds fantastic. But, again, you guys are hearing different things to me, and we've all got our own opinion on stuff, so I'd love to hear your thoughts. Or if you want to hear these three compared to anything else that's out there that maybe I can get hold of, I've still got access to that Rode Classic at the studio if I need to. I can get a Sennheiser 416 if I need to. Not even sure what else, but definitely let me know. And hopefully this has sort of opened your ears and your eyes and brightened your day. Here we are in this coronavirus time in the world. Things are all a bit crazy, but hopefully this has helped you in some way. And yeah, drop me a line, like the video, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And I'll see you next time.